guys, it's Sandy. I shared before about getting an emergency stockpile ready as far as food and some medical supplies, but today I wanted to share 14 very important things that you really need in your house in case of a natural disaster happens, or we lose power, or you lose your job and can't find work for a while, or what we all know is coming is the upcoming elections. And I really think that the world and America is really just in a terrible place right now. The America that I love is not the America that I know right now. Just the division, the hate, all of the rioting, and just so much unsettling feelings that we're all having. I'm telling you, just something is coming, you guys. I just feel it in my gut. You just get ready, get prepared, get your family prepared. That's what I'm doing for my family, and I just want to share the major things that you need to make sure and have in your home to be prepared for whatever ends up happening. And like I've said before, if nothing happens, you're fine. You have stuff that you are going to use and that you're going to eat. But I think that things are going to happen. So let me share what I am doing for my family and just give you some ideas. And you guys, you know what? If I could keep all this to myself and not share anything, but that isn't the way that I want to do this. I want to make sure that I get the word out because I actually care about my friends, my family, the YouTube community, and I want to make sure that others have a chance to get their family prepared too. Okay, so these are the items that almost everybody needs in their house right now for whatever happens. It's great to have this because you feel safe, you'll feel secure, just being prepared for whatever comes along. So what we're going to cover is if you're cold, you're hungry, and you're dirty. Those are the things that need covered. So let's just start with heat. You're going to need heat and you're going to need light. So if you have a backup system of wood or propane to give heat if the electric goes out, that's great to have. I have a sleeping bag for everybody in my house. That way we have that warmth if we need to, because if the electric goes out, it's going to get cold in houses. So if you're in a climate where you do need that, then a sleeping bag is a great staple to have for each family member. It's warmer than just piling on the blankets. It's also, if you need to leave in a hurry because of a natural disaster, you can grab this. It's a lot easier than a pile of blankets. Another thing you really need to have is a stockpile of batteries. Batteries for the flashlights. This is a big mag light. I'm actually going to get a few smaller ones that will use the AA batteries, because whenever you buy the batteries, you want them to be functional for a lot of different things. So batteries, very important. Get that. I got those off of Amazon. I actually really like those Amazon Basics one. Get candles in your house. You know, this one I got at Walmart. I picked up a couple of them just to have some new candles in the house. I do like to have a little bit of a scent just to kind of brighten the mood. But candles, make sure and get matches also. Matches to light fires if you're going to build a fire outside, if you're going to cook, if you need to and burn any trash, if trash services aren't running. For lighting candles. Now, candles, little kids, that doesn't really go together. Candles, going to bed doesn't go together. So the candles are nice whenever you're awake, but I bought these off of Amazon and they're awesome. I got 4 in a pack. They were like under $20 for 4 of them. Look at these. So you just take it, you put the batteries in the bottom. This just unscrews. I'm unscrewing it. Put the batteries in the bottom, again using the AA's because we want to use batteries that you can use across the board for different appliances, well, not appliances, but for different uses. And then you just screw this back on, and whenever the batteries are in there, look, you just pull that up and it looks like this. Let me show you what this looks like. And it came with the batteries too. It came 4 in a pack for like $20, plus the batteries came with it. Look how bright this is. When I pull this up, this is going to give off a lot of light anywhere in a room that we carry it around, and it's safe. We don't have to worry about a candle being lit, but anybody in our house, our kids can carry this around from room to room if we need to, or outside, and that is a lot of light. So I really highly suggest these. I will put the link down in the video of the ones that I got. So I said we got to cover cold, hungry, and dirty as main things. We took care of cold, now it's time to take care of hungry. So you got to have food, you guys. Start buying food. Get non-perishable food that you can put on your pantry shelves for a long time. Did you guys know that there's an article and a news station that did a report on the state of Washington? They are stockpiling food right now. And they said their competition are other states. They're buying massive amounts of food and putting in warehouses for the next wave that's coming. Somebody knows there's a next wave of something coming. We better get ourselves prepared. Stock up on peanut butter. It is a great protein. It lasts forever in the jar. Get peanut butter, get canned fruit, canned vegetables. I'm one that prefers fresh and frozen, but if that's not an option, or we're in some kind of natural disaster, or we can't get out for any reason, or we lose power, this is what you need right here is canned food. I've got canned meat, also canned tuna, canned salmon, canned chicken. You can do a lot of different recipes with these. And everything is shelf stable. You can think about jerky and summer sausage and those kind of things also. And then make sure, get things that you like. That is so important right now. Oh. Make sure and get food that you and your family are actually going to eat. If you're not going to eat rice and beans and peanut butter, don't buy it. Buy the stuff that you know that you're going to eat. So when I said rice and beans, I've got bags of rice and I've got bags of beans. I'm actually going to take these and put them into glass jars just so they last longer. But if you don't have that kind of option, don't worry about it. Just get food on your pantry shelves. Another thing is make sure that you have a manual can opener, because if the power goes out and you have electric, that's not going to work. So make sure and have a manual can opener. You can buy can openers at the dollar store, so make sure and get one. Another thing that's nice to have along with the food is a little treat too. Hard candy is wonderful to keep because it's not going to get stale, well, can over a long time, but it will last a long time, and it's just a nice little treat. I've got some chocolate put away too, but it's nice also to have some treats in your stockpile. Comment and let me know what you're doing for your stockpile or what you would add. The more that we share is the more we're gonna learn from each other. Water. Water is what I probably should have started with, because water is one of the most important things that you are going to need. Water for drinking. Whenever I said clean, hungry, and dirty, you need it for drinking, cooking, but you'll also need it to stay clean. You could put water, this is drinking water, you know, this is obviously for drinking, but get other water that you can use to be able to wash off with, or you could also get some baby wipes, that kind of thing, that you could clean yourself off with. So just keep supplies like that, because water is imperative to have in case of a disaster. A radio. Right now, parts of California are telling their people to shelter in place because of the massive fires that are going on in California and Oregon. So even things like that can happen. And if you have things at home, then you'll feel secure. If their electric grid gets knocked out, it'd be really nice to have a battery-powered radio like this. This uses, again, AA battery. A radio is important to have because if our phones aren't working or the electric isn't working, then you need some source of getting news. Hopefully some music just to lighten the mood, but under 20 bucks, this is something everybody needs. Medicine. This is really important to get medicine. Go ahead and start stocking up on whatever you need. If you need allergy medicine, get it. I stocked up on different cold and flu medicine so that I have those because I don't know what it will be like. Will we be able to go to the hospital or the doctor? Before we couldn't go to the doctor, we would just call and do a teledoc, and then they would call in medicine if we needed it. But if you can actually do this at home, get the medicine ahead of time. There's a lot of natural things you can do also. Now, I'm not somebody who believes that everything can be cured naturally, but there are a lot of natural remedies. But get yourself medicine or look up natural remedies. I'd have anti-diarrhea just in case, who knows. And then definitely I am ready in case we couldn't go to a hospital and I needed to do first aid at home, is all the bandages and the ointments that we need. And here is liquid bandage that we could seal up a wound if we need to. So it's really important to have your first aid at home, your medicine at home, and on top of that, what's so important to have is a first aid guide in your hands. If the internet is down or if the electric is down and you can't get your phones or your computers and look up things, have yourself a first aid book, a first aid manual, something so that you know how to do first aid at home on your own. You know what else is really smart? If you just start looking up on YouTube, basic first aid, so that you know basic first aid, but get yourself some kind of manual that you can go to and see what to do in case of a burn, in case of frostbite, in case of a choking. Know how to do first aid. Get yourself a manual.
The electric goes out, you're going to need a source for cooking. We're going to use our griddle. A lot of people have a grill. Just make sure that you have enough propane. If your propane tank is not filled up, or get an extra propane tank, it's really important to have that source of energy if we don't have electric and we need to cook.
And a couple other handy things to always have is duct tape. Always comes in handy for like everything. You can use it as tape. You could twist it up and use it as rope. Make sure and have yourself a tarp also. Tarps to cover up if you had a broken window or a leak on your roof, or you needed to cover up wood or something and you couldn't just call somebody to come and take care of it, then have those things just in case, just to protect your home. A tarp and duct tape could seal up a place in your house really easily just by buying these things. And then one last thing are tools. If you don't have tools, at least go out and get yourself some kind of multi-tool set. This one has pliers. When you open it up, it has just all kinds of different tools inside to be able to use, just in case you have something to be able to use. So if you're somebody who doesn't have tools, then at least get yourself a multi-thing so that if you need it, you can use it at home. I don't know if you can call people. If we're in a natural disaster, then who are you going to call? They're in the same disaster too. But I just think it is so important right now, you guys, to get prepared. Get whatever you need for your family. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Do this a little at a time. Start right now and do it a little at a time. I'm not one that's for hoarding and going in and clearing everything off the shelves. That's panic buying. This isn't panic buying. This is every time you go to the store, pick up something else so that you have more items. Build your pantry, build your stockpile. That way you're just doing it over time. You're not spending a ton of money. You're not taking everything off the shelves. It's buying smart, and it's also being kind by doing this. Something's coming, you guys. We better get ready, and we better make sure that we have our families covered. Will you hit that like button below and comment so a lot of other people can see this?